Hey Pink Martini fans, I'm Ari Shapiro here with
Jimmy Harrod
and Storm Large,
who you know from Pink Martini, but the whole country now knows from America's Got Talent. So to start off, we're just going to talk a little bit about what went on behind the scenes. Begin with how the two of you ended up in the show the same season. Is this a coordinated Pink Martini thing?
No, it was totally random. I was actually on the phone. They have a story coordinator, and it's like a whole huge production. And I was on the phone with them, telling them about what I do, and like what the bands I play.
So they called you?
They called me.
We know your work.
Right.
We want you on the show.
And they said, "Do you still play with Pink Martini?" And I said, "Yes." And you know who needs to be on your show is Jimmy Harrod.
Wait, really?
No, but it wasn't because of me. He was already on the show.
So you what was your experience of getting a call?
It was a similar thing. You know, they're scouting people.
They're scouting
of course.
people.
Every show scouts.
It was so weird.
Okay, so
online, and videos get sent in. That kind of
and you each auditioned with songs that you're known for that you had done previously. Was that like your choice, their request? How did that end up happening? Because after that, you were doing other things that like you've never sung with Pink Martini, you've never recorded.
Mm-hmm.
How did the first song end up being what it was?
For me, that was something that they'd seen me do in videos.
And the backing track was Pink Martini.
It's Pink Martini,
Yeah.
yeah. So it ended up making sense to do that.
Same with me. It was like they saw Under My Skin. They were like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And so the backing track is my band. So
You had actually done a reality show before, like 15 years
15 years ago.
Rockstar
Supernova's
where
Mark
you were
Burnett.
runner-up. Is that
I
right?
was the last elimination before the finale. So yeah, runner-up, I guess.
So how did this compare to that?
Well, when I was on Rockstar, we were sequestered, so no phones, no internet, no magazines, no papers.
Oh, it was like
and we were
Big
locked up in
Brother
a
meets
right.
The Voice
We were in
or
a
something.
mansion with no food, just a lot of alcohol and egos. But it was really fun. It was wonderful. I still have friends from that. But this was weird because you go into this crazy production world, and then you go back to the hotel, and you're like, "What the hell? What just happened?"
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you can
also
read
COVID
about
adds
it.
a whole other element.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They were super responsible, though. I felt safe the whole
What
time.
was your
Yeah.
experience of showing up behind the scenes of this show that presumably you had some sense of from having watched before?
Well, I mean, you think you know what all these shows are like until you're actually like on the set and you see how they have to coordinate. And COVID definitely played into things with, I think, how we were separated, but also just like the flow of the show. I mean, it's like this was in a sense a 7-month process.
Wow. So like
I
what
mean,
goes into a given song that we see either of you do on the show? Like what's the build up, what's the preparation, what's the conversation?
Go ahead, girl.
There's like deciding what you're gonna do. There's like finding out what even clears. There's
like getting
Right,
rights,
licensing,
right?
yeah.
licensing is a huge factor.
Are you allowed to tell us something you might have wanted to do but couldn't get the rights to?
There was a Barbra Streisand song I wanted to do on a clear day, but we never heard about permission to do it.
There's a few, and they were like, there are a few artists that just
Never
hard
clear.
no. Like Beatles will never clear.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones will never clear. Led Zeppelin, and there were some. They were just like, yeah, we need to know way in advance, so you have to pick a lot of songs. That,
Okay, so you
Yeah.
picked the song, you know you're going to do whatever it is, Glitter by Pink or whatever, and then what goes into getting ready for like the live performance?
Rehearsals every day.
every day.
Every day at any given hour. You're technically on call. The window is 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And you'll get
And you don't know until midnight.
Until, like, midnight, possibly,
they
yeah.
post
An
the
email.
schedule. Right. It's like when we're on tour, usually we get a day sheet. We're
Right.
like, all right, we know where
Yes.
we know where lunch is going to be in 10 hours.
when you can escape to your hotel room and sleep. But
Also,
yeah,
there
all
are
those
so many
things.
singing competition shows where like everybody's a singer, but in this one you're competing with magicians
Yeah.
and taekwondo.
Jugglers.
And you're like, how
So
does
when you're
that-
calling it a competition, it was like it's accurate because you're competing for audience things, but and for a big show at the end or a deal. But it was really weird. Like they were like, when I said, "Oh my God, Jimmy's gonna be on the show," and I started crying. I was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna love him!" And they were like, "Yeah, but you still have to try, you know." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, but I'm not gonna compete."
I
mean,
just because the audiences are probably wondering what the hell is going on behind us right now, I just want to say we're at the Edgefield Winery in Oregon, our home state, and we're about to go on with Pink Martini, but this is our opening act, which is, well, I won't get too deep into it, but I just wanted to let you know that's what you're hearing.
he's
behind us
casting
right
a
now.
spell to try and stop the rain. It's like an anti-rain dance.
Okay, so where was I?
Talking about picking songs. what those songs today.
Yeah. So what's it like competing against people who are not at all in the same category as you? Like, did you interact with them much? Did you have conversations with
I
them?
felt like every time they tried to ask, like, how tough is it competing against all these people, I say you're really competing against yourself. Everyone is super supportive of each other,
Right.
even if you're in the same category. And it's just like, you know, it's apples, oranges, tomatoes, zucchinis, eggplants, a little bit of everything. Peaches. And
Dude, how much interaction did you have with the judges?
none, almost.
Except when we
Almost none.
perform. I think they keep it really separate
For the most part,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
When you're on
Terry
stage.
is probably the
Terry
person
is-
you get the most contact with.
He is there before everybody, after everybody. He is absolutely what you see on the screen.
So
Terry
genuine.
is. He's absolutely that guy.
Viewers of the show never heard Pink Martini mentioned. Was that intentional? Like,
Not by us. It's like they have a I mean, we.
like, do they want to portray you as like novices who are born entirely like
On this-
fully
on this
You'd
naked
have to
on
ask
stage?
them, but that's what it came across as.
That's what
Yeah.
it feels like.
That's
They
what it feels
want
like.
to.
They want to discover talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Look at me.
And so, what's the thing that would surprise people the most about what the experience is actually like, as opposed to what people see? That you're allowed to share publicly.
What to say?
What to say that won't get us sued?
Well, I definitely think one thing is that everybody is supportive of each other.
That's true.
I didn't
everybody.
experience anyone.
There was no shade.
There was no shade.
Like because I mean, when you think about it, whether you're a singer, a juggler, a magician, a ventriloquist, comedian, you are in this. We're all experiencing the same seat of the pants. Like, oh my god,
What's happening tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow? And
Yeah.
I have to get ready to be basically open wide in front of 16 million eyes.
Well, you've been open wide in front of 16 million.
I know, girl, but you know what? Not
8
everybody.
miles wide, actually.
8 miles
Thank you,
wide.
thank you. I'm not that
What?
blown open.
What what has changed for you since being on the show, and what has not?
People have been so supportive. I think they were before, but you feel like so many
Yeah.
more people reaching out and
Yeah, I actually was remarkable. I was really surprised because there's so much haterade, especially for people who stick their head above the crew. And if you look like you're trying to get a lot of attention, you're on TV or whatever, there's a lot of negativity, especially online. I was amazed at how much love and how much support Pink Martini fans and my fans
And new fans.
new fans, the AGT people.
There's a whole AGT cult.
Oh my god!
totally, because it's
Oh
in
my
so many
God.
countries too, so people watch it
Oh,
in other
interesting.
countries. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So-
Wow.
It's very
really,
international.
really amazing. And so it was like a handful of like slightly negative things I saw, but not
Right.
nothing
in
compared.
comparison to the positive.
Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy, I have to ask you about performing with Idina Menzel in the finals.
I have to say, Adina was remarkably generous and giving and kind and like wanting to make sure that I felt featured versus like
wow. That's
versus,
so
you
good
know,
to hear.
people
So
with,
how long and when did you find out? How long did you have?
I think 2 days before I
You
found out.
found out! Oh my god, you
Wow.
didn't freak
And
out.
then that day we rehearsed.
Oh my god!
So it's, you know, it's like, you never
well,
know.
she's a pro, and you're
She's
a
a
pro,
pro.
so
And she's done the song for 20 years,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
You know.
that was so awesome.
And it's still open to changing things.
Yeah.
That was the
Wow.
big thing. She was like, how do you phrase this?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever sung that song before?
No, I've never sung it, which is also funny because she's doing it live on television for the first time.
I've never done it before.
You never know what the sound is going to be like.
Oh my
at the
God.
moment. And,
So, but did you know it? I mean, you know
Sounded
it. but
like you knew it.
I knew it. I knew it more straight through than in chunks because, you know, for TV,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had to cut it to 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh,
The song's like
right.
5.5 minutes or something. And so,
Yeah.
you know, there's a big difference.
You had to defy gravity quick.
Okay, get to
Just
the big
saying.
note. Big note.
Yeah.
Big note.
Shoot
big
up,
note,
shoot
big
up.
note.
Well, speaking on behalf of all of Pink Martini and all of Pink Martini's fans, it was so exciting to see you both killing it on the show, and we're glad that you're back on tour with us.
So
Yes,
we're
yes,
glad to be back where
yes.
we feel more with feet on the ground.
Yes, and the amazing thing is us both being in it was like a
Was
chance to be
so
supportive
helpful.
of each other
Yeah.
through it and like
Yeah.
talk about the
Commiserate, because
experience.
it's such a weird,
Whirlwind.
whirlwind experience. And it was like 7 months lead up into the end, but it really went so fast.
Yeah, especially the end.
Oh my god.
Well, congratulations, and good to have you both back.
Thank
Good to be back. Thanks everybody.
Mwah.
See you out there.